Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the Internet's most passionate wine program. And we have a very interesting wine today. We have a very big night today. The New York Jets are in Toronto playing the Buffalo Bills, and I'm there.
Amazing.
It is quite amazing, modern technology. I am in Buffalo right now, Toronto right now, and I'm very excited about tonight's game. Please root for the Jets. My official prediction, Jets 16, Buffalo 15. Mott, it's going to be a big win, and we are on our way to winning the rest of the games this year, including Cincinnati, Atlanta, and the undefeated Colts. We will get into the playoffs as a 10-6 team, and we're going to be on a hot streak, and I'm going to be very happy. Anyway, speaking of very interesting wines, if we were, EIEIO, a really good producer up in Oregon, has produced a Pinot Noir. It's got a nice little pig on it. Check this out, Mott. It's called Swine Wine. Now, these poor guys, these poor chaps, made a wine called Swine Wine right before the swine flu thing. And so they have a very big challenge in moving this wine, in my opinion. This is their Pinot Swine Wine. Is it a vintage wine or is it a non-vintage wine? Non-vintage. This is a... I like how I'm like, is it a vintage wine or is it a non-vintage wine? And a huge envy is here. This is a non-vintage wine, a blend of a couple of the last prior vintages. I'm trying to remember, did he tell me that? I guess I don't really even know. And so I'll do the homework for you and we'll leave some info below. Or actually, you guys are much smarter than me, so somebody please leave in the comments the blend of the vintages. 40% alcohol. It's about a $25 to $30 wine. This swine wine. I thought it'd be a lot of fun. Great little wine to like test out and see what it's all about. Pinot from Oregon is hot and exciting and people love it. EIEIO is a really nice producer. They make really great stuff. And let's give it a sniffy sniff. Brought out the big ass glass. Kind of earthiness coming through. Actually a little bit more Burgundian than I expected, especially for Oregon. Yeah, quite earthy. Great kind of soil texture on the nose. Good sour cherry flavors on the nose as well. Let's give it a whirl. Wow. Quite bitter. That's not fair. Quite tannic. Very intense, dark flavors. Get a little bacon. I get a little, it's kind of funny. I get a little bit like of a, I was like, why did Mott do that? I see, bacon. Got it, Mott. That's kind of interesting. It's got this really interesting meaty texture. Great mid-palate. It has a little bit of like a beef jerky component. Very, very sour cherries coming through on the palate as well. It's going to be too tannic for most. It's got a very firm, tight tannins on the back end. But it does make my mouth water. It does make me want to ask for another glass. It tastes like topsoil as well. It's really like digging into some topsoil, putting some bacon bits on it, and slapping a Slim Jim with the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. And putting that all in your mouth and tasting it. That's kind of what I'm getting on this wine. It's actually pretty well made and quite Burgundian for people who like that style. There's a little rosemary and kind of like red fruit petal, red flower petal on the mid-palate transition to the finish. A well-structured wine and goes extremely well with meals. This is very food-friendly Pinot Noir in my opinion. I like it. I'm going to score it 89. I think it's a well-made Pinot Noir. I think it's pushing the envelope at 25 bones. Kind of pricey for a non-vintage wine. But Willamette Valley, which is grapefruit, great producer in EIEIO, and solid Pinot. Something that doesn't really, what I really like about it is it does an extremely good job, and I think people, just kind of like people say, oh, they're great. Like that person's great. I think we throw around superlatives too much. Like, he's a genius, or that's great, or that's he's a great player. I think we talk about wines too often of doing a good job with balancing the old and new world. I hear that a lot. I'm like, really? Just because it has one tasting note that might be not new world, you think it's old world, and it's not. This is really like a 50-50. It's got the New World fruit, but it's got like the Old World like textures, Old World nuances, and Old World taste really on the finish. So this does a fabulous, not great, fabulous job of blending the old and new world. And I think for Pinot Noir lovers who really like both, this is an interesting experience and worth the effort. 89 pointer, not too bad. And if it wasn't so bitter on the finish, I could see a lot more people liking it. Buyer beware. It's got a real cagey finish. That's what I got to say, Mott. Nice and tight. After the Parker episode yesterday, hope people enjoyed it, and the great two-parter we did the other day. And obviously, as you can see above the site, like we're very much deep into the excitement of next Monday. The secret, it's actually the thank you 3-packs. Hope you get to be a part of that. It's going to be quite special. Anyways, question of the day, two-parter. 1, what's your score for tonight? And 2, what is your favorite type of old world cuisine? Yeah. You. Little bit of me, changing the wine world.